That man put a spell on his wife so that she could want to make love to him, and then she vanished. January 7th, 2021, that was the last day anybody saw 39-year-old Maya Miliete alive. So you see Maya in surveillance camera coming back from her hike. You see her entering the house, but you don't see her coming out ever. Also, earlier that same day, Maya had contacted a divorce attorney. She wanted to end things with her husband, Larry. She grew tired of his possessiveness and jealousy. Larry was getting more aggressive and angry by the day. He also had been contacting spellcasters to make Maya horny for him. And when that didn't work, he asked spellcasters online to make a spell for her to be sick and dependent upon him and the kids. It wouldn't be until the next day that Maya's brother came by Larry and Maya's house to check on his sister since she hadn't responded to any of the family members' texts or calls. Larry told Maya's brother that she locked herself inside the room and she wouldn't come out after their argument. The brother was obviously concerned, but he understood that Maya possibly needed some space, so he left. The following morning came and still no response from Maya. Maya's family went back and insisted the door actually be opened. But when they finally got inside the room, Maya was not there. No sign of her whatsoever. Then Larry said that she must have broke out of the window to go hike to blow off some steam and just not to worry. But Maya's sister was like, no, what the fuck? I'm reporting her missing. And later that evening, there was a search for Maya. And then investigators started noticing things that made the situation even weirder. Surveillance video from the next day reportedly showed Larry backing the family's black Lexus SUV into a spot where the rear of the vehicle could not be seen by cameras. Then he turned his phone off from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. And he claimed that he turned it off to take his 4-year-old to the beach for 12 hours in the winter. It's just really weird. He took his 4-year-old son while he left his 2 other young children by themselves in their home. That's really odd. A 9 and 10-year-old. Anyways, authorities couldn't pinpoint where Larry might have gone. However, through the automobile's GPS system, Larry apparently input their home address 2 hours prior to returning to their home. So wherever he was, when he input that potentially could be the burial spot for Maya. If he did it, because allegedly he did it. Later on, Larry told a neighbor he had driven their Lexus out to Anza Borrega Desert State Park. Then he asked that neighbor to detail the vehicle. And if you're from San Diego, you already know how massive and isolated parts of Anza Borrego is. Meanwhile, Maya's family and volunteers were desperately searching everywhere. Mountains, lakes, deserts, sand dunes, any place that they think Maya would be. And then another clue comes in. A neighbor's surveillance system reportedly captured 8 loud bangs coming from near the Miliete home, and it looked to be like 8 shots. The sound of it was coming from Larry and Maya's bedroom. About an hour and a half later, another recording captured Maya's children outside playing in the backyard late at night, like at 10:30. This was after the gunshots, by the way. The investigation continued. Then, surprise, surprise, Larry eventually stopped cooperating with the police and hired an attorney. And then investigators uncovered something else disturbing. Reports surfaced claiming Larry had wanted to hire somebody to kill a man he believed Maya was having an affair with. Yeah, allegedly he did that. Police also seized firearms from the home after concerns were raised about the environment around the children. By July of 2021, Larry Miliete was officially named a person of interest. Then in October, he was finally arrested and charged with Maya's murder. However, to this day, Maya Miliete's body has never been found. Larry pled not guilty. His trial is in a couple of days. Maya's sister, Mary Chris, doesn't even want to do the trial, really. She just wants her sister back. Mary Chris has been going through so much these 5 years that her sister had been missing, pleading the public for help, just nonstop tears. And luckily, she took custody of Maya's kids after Larry was arrested. Mary Chris has been so strong. Like, can you imagine what she's just going through, what she endured? Meanwhile, Larry refuses to tell anybody why he took 11 hours to do what he did that day. And he refuses to tell anyone what he did to Maya. I'm praying they find her.